another celebrity-inspired makeup tutorial. So because I am such a huge fan, or I was a huge fan of Desperate Housewives, I was so sad when it ended, I decided to recreate a look from the beautiful Eva Longoria. So the look that she has in this picture, it was just looked absolutely gorgeous. I love the lip color, and so I found a few lipsticks to kind of create the same color, and what I really loved was the lashes. I think this look is all about the lashes and about the beautiful silver and charcoaly combination. It kind of gives it that smoky, sultry look. So I knew I had to recreate this look. So if you want to learn how I recreated this celebrity-inspired makeup look from Eva Longoria, then just keep on watching.
Alright, so let's get started. So first, we're going to start by priming our eyelid, and here I'm going to be using the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer, and then I'm going to be using the NYX HD Concealer. So the reason I'm going to be using two concealers is the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. What this does is it really helps make sure that your eyeshadow lasts all day long, that it doesn't crease, and it really helps make sure that those eyeshadows, the color stands out all day. And the other reason I'm going to be using also a concealer is because this is going to help just cover up any discoloration that I have on my eyelid, and it's just going to help make those colors pop. Next, using my Sigma E40 Fluffy Blending Brush and using the Lorac Pro Palette, using the color Light Brown, I'm going to start by adding this to my crease, and this is going to be used as a transition shade. When you're working with dark colors, you really want to make sure that you use that transition shade to really make sure that all the colors blend really well, beautifully. Next, using an eyeshadow from MAC called Nylon and using my Sigma E56 brush, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding this to the inner corner of the eye, like near the tear duct area, and also into the inner third of the eyelid. And you just want to keep packing it on until you get that desired color. So here you'll see that I'll be packing it on a few more times just to make sure that it's really bright and stands out. Also, make sure to bring some of that eyeshadow down to your lower lash line, to the inner third, and just near the tear duct area. Now with my Sigma E58 Cream Color Brush and the color Silver from the Lorac Pro Palette, I'm going to be applying this color to the rest of my eyelid. And you're just gonna really make sure, you wanna make sure that you really wanna just pack it on until you get that deep, intense silver color. We are gonna go back in later with some darker colors, but just make sure you pack it on until you get that desired color. Okay, now going back in with my Sigma E40 blending brush, I'm just going back into the crease and just blending it, making sure that there's no harsh lines. Next, with my Sigma E45 Small Tapered Blending Brush and the color Charcoal from the same palette, I'm going to be adding this to the outer crease, focusing on that outer V. And what you want to do is you really want to take your time here, because when you're working with dark colors, it's harder to remove if you mess up by adding too much more. So you want to just add a little bit of color at a time, and you can always go back and slowly to intensify the color. Here I'm just going back in with my E40 brush and just going over all the work that we did just to kind of help blend it together. Here with my Sigma E25 brush, I'm just going back in with that color Charcoal from the palette, and I'm just adding a little bit more just to kind of deepen up that outer V, and going in with the Sigma E40 just to kind of blend it out. Next, using my Sigma E25 blending brush and both the colors silver and charcoal from that Lorac Pro Palette, I'm going to be adding this to the crease, specifically focusing in on that inner part of the crease to kind of make sure you really carve out that crease and really help define that crease. And so here you just want to make sure you use a really light hand here because we are using dark eyeshadows. So here in the outer V, I'm just kind of using small circular motions just to kind of help blend everything really well together. Here I'm just going back in with that Sigma E58 brush and that silver color, and I'm just packing it on to the middle of my eyelid just to kind of help intensify that color. Next, I'm just going to be adding a little bit of black liquid eyeliner to my top lash line. So of course I'm going to be adding some beautiful eyelashes because Eva Longoria had some really beautiful dramatic lashes. So I'm going to be using House of Lashes in the style Iconic, and of course I'm going to be using their glue to apply them. Now I did apply foundation off camera, so here for this look I did use my MAC Pro Longwear Foundation, which is one of my favorites, and of course my beauty blender. So here I'm going to be using my NYX HD concealer. This is one of my favorites right now at the moment. I love that it really helps cover up my dark circles and that you could purchase this at any drugstore, and it's just super affordable, so I definitely recommend this, and I'm going to be using my beauty blender to help blend it out. So in this makeup look, I noticed that Eva Longoria really had a really bright under eye area. So I'm going to be using MAC's Prep and Prime highlighter pen in the color Light Boost. And I'm going to use this to highlight my face. So under the eye area, also on the bridge of my nose, on my forehead, on my Cupid's bow, and also a little bit on my chin. And this is just going to really help mimic her really bright highlighted face. And of course, I'm going to be using my beauty blender to help blend it all out. This is one of my favorite tools to use to apply foundation, to apply highlighter. It's just my go-to tool. So if you haven't tried it, go try it. You will thank me later. Now using my Sigma F86 brush and the Nye Banana Powder, we're going to go back in and set everything that we just highlighted. So you're going to set the under eye area, the bridge of your nose, your forehead, the Cupid's bow, and also the chin area. You want to make sure that you do this to help make sure that it stays all day. Now using my Sigma F40 large contour brush and my NYX bronzer, I'm going to be using this to contour my face. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be contouring the hollows of my cheeks, around the temples, on the forehead, also a little bit around the jawline and around the neck area. Now using my Sigma F55 brush, I'm just going to go back over all the work that I did, and I'm just going to make sure that everything is blended well, that you don't see any harsh lines or anything. So just take your time here and just make sure that everything is blended. So in the picture, I noticed that Eva had a nice peachy tone to her cheeks. So here I'm going to be using MAC's blush in the color Peaches, and I'm going to be using my BH Cosmetics brush just to apply it to the apples of my cheeks. And same thing as before, I'm going to be going back in with my Sigma F55 just to blend everything out. So here I'm going to be using my Sigma E25 brush, and I'm just going to go back in with that bronzer, and I'm just going to lightly contour my nose just to kind of make it look a little bit more like Eva's. So in this look, I noticed that Eva Longoria had this gorgeous glow to her. So here I'm going to be using my Tapered highlighter brush and MAC's Whisper of Gilt highlighter. And I'm just going to be applying this to the tops of my cheekbones. And it's just going to really help give me that glow that she had. And here I'm also going to be adding a little bit to my Cupid's bow to help make my lips look a little bit larger. Now using my Sigma E20 short shader brush and the color Silver from the palette, I'm just going to be adding this all over the lower lash line. using my Smashbox eyeliner, I'm going to be adding this to my lower waterline. Next, with my Sigma E30 pencil brush and the color Charcoal from the palette, we're going to go back over the eyeliner that we just did, and we're just going to really smoke it out. Here, just going back in with my Sigma E20 short shader brush, I'm just going to go back in and add a little bit more of silver to the lower lash line. Now with a clean Sigma E25 blending brush, I'm just going to go back over all the work that we just did on the lower lash line and just really blend it out. Now using the Tarte Inner Rim Liner in the color Nude, I'm going to be adding this to my waterline, and what this is going to do is it's going to really help brighten up that look. And as always, don't forget to add mascara, so here I'm going to be using Benefit's Their Real Mascara. So to help create that beautiful lip shade that Eva Longoria was wearing in the picture, I'm going to be using these 3 products. So here we're going to be using MAC Stripdown Lip Liner, Dose of Colors, Lipgloss, and Lime Crime's Coquette. So first you want to start by lining your lips with MAC Lip Liner in the color Stripdown, and then we're going to add Lime Crime's Coquette lipstick over that. Lastly, to kind of gloss up the lips, we're going to be adding Dose of Colors lip gloss in the color Undressed. I think the combination of these 3 lip products is just amazing. I think it just looks so gorgeous, and it's something that you can wear on an everyday basis. And here's the finished look.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this celebrity inspired makeup tutorial. If you guys like this video, please go ahead and click on that like button. Also, don't forget to favorite this video, share it with your friends and your family. And also, if you already haven't, please subscribe to my channel. I do release a video every single Friday, and head over to bootcampbeauty.com, where there you'll get a chance to receive a free beauty tutorial sent directly to your email each week. So alright guys, I'll see you in the next video.